To solve this problem, 262 trips and users. This problem was asked by Amazon, Uber and Adobe. We are given with trips and users table. Trips table contain ID, client ID, driver ID, city ID, status and requested. ID is the primary key for this table. The table holds all taxi trips. Each trip has a unique ID while client ID and driver ID are the foreign keys to the user's ID at the users table. So they are telling client ID and driver ID are the foreign key to the users table with users ID. Status is an enum type. It can be either of completed, cancelled by driver or cancelled by client. Coming to users table, user ID is the primary key for this table. This table holds all users. Each user has a unique user ID and role is an enum type of either client, driver or partner. Band is an enum type of either yes or no. The cancellation rate is computed by dividing the total number of cancelled by client or driver requests with unbanned users by the total number of requests with unbanned users on that day. Write an SQL query to find cancellation rate of requests with unbanned users. Both client and driver must not be banned each day between 2013 1011 and 2013 10:3. Round cancellation rate to 2 decimal points. Return the table result in any order. Let's understand this problem statement with one example here. So we are given with trips and users table, right? If you look at, we need to print the output on a day-wise output. So in each day, we need to find the cancellation rate. The formula to find the cancellation rate, the total number of cancelled write divided by total number of write. Those should be done by the client and driver should not be banned. That's the criteria. Let's take this 1st of October here. We do got 4 rows, right? As I told, client ID and driver ID is a foreign key to users table with users ID here. Let me take the client ID 1234 and let's check it in users table. So here we have 1234. Out of these 4 user with ID 2 is banned. So we should ignore this user from our computation. So we will be removing the row number 2 from our computation. If we remove this row, we do got only ID 1, ID 3 and ID 4. We have only 3 records for day 1st of October. Out of those 3 records, 1 is cancelled by client, remaining 2 are completed. So our cancellation rate will be 1, that is the cancelled by client divided by total number of requests, which is 3 after ignoring the banned user. So it's 1 by 3. Let's come to 2nd of October. We have 3 records here. Let's compare whether the client or driver is banned or not. For 2nd of October, the client ID is 123. So here we have 123. Out of these 3 users, user 2 is banned, right? And let us compare the driver ID 10 11 12 for this 2nd of October. So here we do have 10 11 12 and all 3 users are not banned. So for 2nd of October, we will be ignoring the client with ID 2. This record will be ignored from our computation because the client ID 2 is banned. Considering this, now we have only 2 records for 2nd of October. Out of these 2 records, there is no cancelled by client or driver. Those 2 are completed. So the cancellation rate will be 0. For 3rd of October, we have client 234. As we know, user with ID 2 is banned. So we'll ignore the record with ID 8 from our computation. And the remaining, we have got 2 records. One is cancelled by driver and the remaining one is completed. So the cancellation rate will be 1 divided by 2, which is nothing, 50% here. This is the problem statement. I have created a detailed statement for you and put it in the description box. You can make use of this and try to practice in your local. Now, before writing a query, let's understand the logic. The logic is very simple here. The first, as they told, let's select the data only to specific dates, which is from 1st of October to 3rd of October. And the second condition they have mentioned, the client or driver should not be banned. If we filter only those records, then we can figure out easily the cancellation rate, right, on a day-wise aggregation. Now let us start writing our query. Let me select client ID. Okay, so now for better understanding, before selecting anything, first let me put the filter clause. Let's select from users table where request at, they have mentioned the date should be between 1st of October to 3rd of October. This is our first condition. Second condition, they have told the client and driver should not be banned. So let's select only clients who are not banned. So here I am just putting client ID not in banned condition. Select users ID from users table where banned status should be yes. So here what I am doing, I am selecting the banned users from users table and I am ignoring those records by putting not in here. And the same goes for driver ID not in. Select users ID from users where banned should be yes. A typo here. Now we have filtered our specific records. We just need to find the computation now. Let me put request at and I'll name this as day. At the end, we'll be obviously grouping it by day, by the first column. Now we just need to write a formula to find the calculation rate. As we know, the calculation rate is number of cancelled either by client or driver. This will be my numerator, divided by total number of requests. This will be my denominator. So now let's select case when status in. So it can be either cancelled by driver or it can be cancelled by client. So whenever this record matches, then I am returning 1, else I am returning 0 and I am terminating the case statement here. Since we are grouping it on a day wise, I can put on sum here so that I will get total number of cancellations divided by total number of records. So simply I can just put count of 1. And one more condition they have told, we need to round the decimal places to 2 digit as cancellation rate. So I have selected the request at and I am just doing some aggregation here by selecting the total number of cancellations divided by total number of records. I am rounding that decimal to 2 places. At the end I am grouping it by request at. I will run this query. So we got the output with 1st of October having 0.33, 2nd of October having 0 and 3rd of October having 50% cancellation rate. This query can be further simplified just by putting status like cancelled. We can make use of rejects here, but it's always a good practice to put the complete string here so that in future if something changes, our query will remain same. I hope this video is helpful.